minus sign there.
Well, this is where, and I called it 2 years ago, so I'm calling it now again for 2024. This is where the right wing loses.
Okay.
They're now, I don't know if you're noticing it, slowly distancing themselves from Trump.
Oh, is that what you have a problem with her, with what she's saying?
I believe everything. We're gonna get into this Candace Owens horseshit.
Really?
This politically biased horseshit that she's spewing here.
That Candace is being politically biased.
This
off of the story that you heard. That's what you gathered.
Yes.
You're beautiful,
absolutely.
Dane.
You're beautiful. Dane.
Yeah, turned out to be
How am I defending his bitch? What the fuck?
Turned out to be a disloyal bag of bones.
Wow.
In a fucking
okay.
In an Amish turtleneck. Why is she dressing like this now?
She has a white husband.
Listen.
In the military.
Okay, fair enough. White man make you dress different. Listen, us moving away from the Trump model is what's gonna lose this shit for us. Again, no insult to DeSantis. I love the guy, and I want him to be a future president. I just don't think the time is now. I think it's a bad move, because of the culture that we live in. And you're right, we have been, little by little pushing into the culture. The problem is that we're not matching the culture. We're coming in and I'm not talking about we as in us.
Yeah.
But the right wing goes into culture and looks like total outsiders. There's no kind of assimilation. We talk about it all the time with people that move into the country. You got to assimilate to the culture.
Yeah.
And there's no side of the right wing that wants to do that. There's this idea that everything has to be highbrow fucking entertainment. It all has to be highbrow and all that, it
you can't just have anything mind numbing for a minute.
Not even that. Blue collar is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And that's what Trump and the Trump model represents. And that's what it actually connected with, was blue collar America.
Okay.
I would have never been a Republican had I not known Donald Trump, or had Donald Trump not connected to the blue collar people. You get what I mean? The right wing, and I'm talking the Dailywire, the Ben Shapiro's, that type of the Fox News, even a Tucker Carlson to a degree. They don't connect to blue collar. They don't connect to the everyday guy. You know what I mean? DeSantis does too.
Yes.
Which is why he's winning. However, DeSantis still doesn't have the brashness that Trump has.
Okay.
The brashness that we need to win the culture.
Okay.
The fact is that it's as stupid as it sounds. What makes something cool? Right? Trump makes the right wing cool. He makes the right wing part of culture.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Okay.
DeSantis doesn't have that yet.
Okay.
DeSantis isn't a cool guy. As much as I love him, and as much as I love Leonard Skinner, their song they did together was kind of cringy. It wasn't cool.
Yeah, it was super cringy.
I got the message. I felt the message. But it wasn't you're not going to hear that playing in a fucking, a prom for kids.
Anytime you hear that song, just know Ron DeSantis is near. It's like his calling song.
Oh, that's his song now.
Yeah.
He's
behind you.
I'm just saying, we're not. Look at the Dailywire, and we're gonna get into this right now.
Yeah.
Give me the timestamp, by the way.
Let's start with 137.
Look at the Dailywire, right? As much as they basically started a movie company, they've put out movies. They've done all this.
They put out a ton of media.
They've signed all these people who were in the mainstream at one point. They've done all this stuff to get into culture. And nobody still likes them. Nobody.
Because they're not cool, bro.
Nobody likes Ben Shapiro. I like him. And even sometimes I don't like him.
Because he's not cool. He's a staunch Republican.
That's not why I don't like him, but I'm just saying that's why people don't like that type of conservative. When they think conservative, they think that straight-laced, stick up the ass conservative.
Yes.
Not a guy like Trump.
Old.
Huh?
And old.
And old.
Yeah.
But not a guy that can fucking like let loose a little bit and have some fun. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that? I'm not saying let's fucking be Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm not a lefty. I'm just saying, like, let's enjoy life a little bit. Let's have some laughs.
Let's live a little. Yeah.
Why is everything so fucking serious? And then we wonder why people don't connect with us.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's all I'm saying. And then we're going to go away from that now. We're going to go back to we have to get more serious. We have to get more grounded. No, we haven't won the culture yet.
Yo, she really peeved you off, huh? Goddamn.
All of them have. Tim Pool was going off about, this is where Tim Pool pissed me off.
Tim Pool's not even like a real, like, come on.
Yeah, but he's trying to be. But Tim Pool pissed me off where, and even Shapiro, where they're doing this whole line where it's, we're not concerned anymore with Trump's revenge. Like Trump is just trying to get revenge because, you know, he's saying he's being Trump, basically, right? And this is where that's complete bullshit. Is for I don't know how long now, 6 years, they've been telling us what line.
This is gonna be a red wave.
Listen, tell me if you haven't heard this before. They want to come after you. Trump is just in the way. You've heard that before, right? So then in turn, Trump's revenge is our fucking revenge. Easy. We stick with Trump.
I agree.
Stop being bitches.
To be fair, the only reason why I'm siding with her is because she is a female. So I get why she was upset. So I'm still gonna stick with Candace on this. But I have the timestamps. So just based off of the story that she's telling, I don't know Trump's side, but we'll get into it.
All right, let's just play. Let's play this timestamp.
1:37.
Critic of the COVID era. I was the first and I stayed consistently. I really was the only in the beginning that thought that there was something fishy about the lockdowns. I vocally critiqued Trump and said that it was the wrong move for him as a sitting president to go through with a federal shutdown. Don't forget, he shut down. There was a federal shutdown for 2 weeks. And I understand that there was a lot of pressure on him. So I'm not saying this as, oh, how could he have possibly done this? When the entire world is telling you that there's a new virus and that virus can potentially kill everybody, which is what the mainstream media was saying, and that was being reinforced by Big Pharma and the quote unquote experts. It's very easy for me to sit back on my Twitter account as I did and say, do not shut down the government. Easier said than done when you're in that position and potentially.
So basically, she's starting off by talking about COVID vaccines, and pretty much how she was always against them. And then, you know, it got me thinking. I was like, well, you know, right wingers are against the vaccine, rightfully so. Like, everybody should have a choice. But originally, it was Trump's vaccine, and somewhere along the line, I forgot that. And in his presidency, I do remember we were bigging him up for pushing that vaccine through. Not we as a whole, but like right wingers were bigging him up for getting a solution to the problem, and a solution that he stood behind.
Right.
So yeah, that's I just wanted
but Trump wasn't mandating vaccines. Here's the thing.
Yeah, of course not. And he said that.
And here's the thing too. And again, I remember distinctly talking about this at the time. The only reason why the left wing was able to pressure Trump into closing down the country, which by the way he didn't. He gave the power to the states. Do you remember that whole thing? I love how we all forget things now. But he gave power to the states, but also I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck me.
Button. We got him.
Me running.
Might as well go ahead and hit that Jose Cuervo while you're at it too. Fucked up.
That should be the thing if we fuck up. Right?
Nah, because then I won't be able to drive home.
You. I get a button every week.
Not as Malo.
Oh,
doesn't work as good.
It doesn't work as good?
Nah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm a tequila snob now.
Wait, what is
Because
this?
The Rock got me.
Is this
into
vodka?
the No, it's tequila.
It's tequila?
Yeah. The reason why the left was able to pressure Trump into closing down the country and rushing the vaccines is because bitch-ass right-wingers at the time were also jumping on the bandwagon and pressuring him to do the same thing, to do something about it. I remember at the time arguing to not close down the country for 2 weeks. And bitch-ass right-wingers were going, yeah, well, let's just give him 2 weeks. I mean, it'll help slow the spread. They fell for it. Trump didn't have the support that they're claiming he had.
I do remember you saying if we give them 2 weeks, they gonna take a while. And boy,
And they took 2 years.
woo, did they take that while, boy? Shit. Well, look,
A mile.
And again, Trump was in the media every single day, doing a press conference every single day, saying these lockdowns are unnecessary. And people were being bitches. They were being germaphobes. And they fell for the propaganda. He told us about the lab leak. And the right wing let them call it conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory, yeah. Even though it's proven.
He didn't have the support from the right wing that they're claiming. And also, not by the way, to Candace Owens, one of Trump's biggest criticizers, is that how you say it, was Ben Shapiro and the Dailywire. They didn't like Trump. So they found every reason to go at him. Even when they had to later backtrack and go, well, we found out that wasn't true. Sorry, go to what's the next timestamp?
Well, no.
Say what you got to say.
Well, I was gonna say, I think, but in her case, it's a little different because she's always supported him. So I mean, Ben hasn't, but if she's always been on his side, then the switch up is. I'm just talking purely about the switch up. The switch up was just a little crazy.
I don't know if you have the timestamp.
I have a few timestamps.
All right, what's the next timestamp?
All right, so we'll
because this switch up to me doesn't feel genuine.
Really? Okay.
No. And I'm a big proponent of the Dailywire.
Yes.
I don't feel this is genuine. I feel this is them finally finding their window of opportunity to go, okay, we can probably pull back on Trump now, because they've always wanted to do that.
What? Let's go to 443. Let's see what that sounds like, and if that's not the one I'm looking for, we'll go to the next one. That's the one I was looking for.
Okay.
The corruption, right? It doesn't seem like anybody ever pays for the corruption.
Yeah.
And right now we're seeing corruption live, even in terms of big pharma, which is a huge topic on the minds of mothers, especially. You're seeing what's happening at these school board meetings. Where do you stand on these vaccine mandates? And obviously, I know that you are pro-vaccine. Obviously, you did everything you could to get this vaccine out. I know where you stand on the vaccine.
It was one of the greatest achievements. We did it in less than 9 months.
To be able to do that.
Yeah,
but now it's taken a twist, right? It's gotten, now we went from, this is a good thing and people should have this option, to military men, you're going to have to resign because you're not getting this vaccine. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I stand on, forget about the mandates, that people have to have their freedom. But at the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind. We would have had a 1917, remember the Spanish flu, killed perhaps 100 million people. Actually, it ended the First World War because the soldiers were so, a lot of people don't know that. The soldiers got so sick. It was a terrible thing. There were no vaccines. There was no anything. I came up with a vaccine, with 3 vaccines. All are very, very good. Came up with 3 of them in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take 5 to 12 years.
And yet more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden, than under you. And more people took the vaccine this year. So people are questioning how...
Well, no, the vaccine worked, but some people aren't taking it. The ones that get very sick and go to the hospital are the ones that don't take the vaccine. But it's still their choice. And if you take the vaccine, you're protected. Look, the results of the vaccine are very good. And if you do get it, it's a very minor form. People aren't dying when they take the vaccine.
So basically...
So, with all that being said, I'm going to speak for her because I know what she's going to say. She's going to say that all of that shit that he just said wasn't true. And we know that it's not true, right? Because niggas that got the poke was dying. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like if you were gonna die from COVID, you were gonna die from COVID anyway. You know what I mean? Like there was no way around it. Like the Pope didn't help, drinking tea didn't help. It was just one of those things that if you caught it, if that was your time, that was your time. And I think she was trying to lead him into saying something more of the lines like, yeah, we made the vaccine, but let's not rush to take it right now, because that's what his base wanted to hear. But he didn't do that. He backed it. And her excuse for him backing it, because she was trying to save him, right, was that he's older. He's an older person, and in that generation, they do hold vaccines to a higher regard. We all have island parents. If we look at our island parents' arm, pick an arm, there's a fucking injection site there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean,
however,
yes.
Again, I love how we forget things. Why are we pointing out that there's so many side effects and what's the way you put it?
Drawbacks?
Something to bad reactions to the vaccine, right? Why is that a thing? To begin with.
What do you mean, why is it a thing?
Why is that a thing?
I mean, it needs to be.
Minus that there's like variables that it will happen anyway, that there will be side effects. But why is it that it's in such mass numbers, and why is that a problem?
I mean, it's a problem because we were told it was safe.
Exactly.
Right.
So again, this is where Candace Owens could suck my dick. She could suck my dick anyway, but this is where she could suck my dick on this.
Okay.
If she's playing that to try to play off that Trump and all these people dying of vaccines and all the side effects is his fault, when it wasn't him saying that everybody should get the vaccination. It was never him saying that. That wasn't his.
She wasn't trying to say that it was his fault. She was simply saying his base would not appreciate him endorsing the vaccine. That's all she was saying.
But he did it. He did endorse the vaccine. He openly endorsed. It wasn't a secret.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
but he was endorsing it for people to consult with their doctors and see if it was safe, not for everybody to get a vaccine and no matter who they are.
I'm with you, and that's not what I'm saying. The mere fact that he endorsed it was a problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that he didn't outright say, no, this shit, we need more time. We need to research. We're not gonna roll it out for another 2 years. Sorry.
But no, that's not what it was. The problem is that they told everybody to get it, no matter what your pre-existing conditions were, no matter what. So of course the numbers are going to be bigger on side effects and bad turnout on it. But that was never Trump doing that.
I think we're miscommunicating somewhere, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Trump did that. We're only talking about the perception his base has on how he feels on the vaccine. That's it. Not whether he forced people to get it or anything like that. Just how Trump feels about vaccinations and the vaccine itself. And how he felt about it was that it was cool. And she was saying that his base felt the opposite, and she was just trying to bring him back in.
What I'm saying is, I don't know if what he's saying is true or not, meaning because they didn't actually roll out the vaccine the way it was supposed to be rolled out.
Okay, I get it. So you're saying they didn't give him the information.
No,
that's why.
What I'm saying is they pushed it to everybody. Maybe had they just pushed it to who needed it, we wouldn't be seeing the reactions and the bad side. Maybe we would anyway. I don't know, because again, it was rushed. I'm not going to lie about that. That was one of the mistakes I said he made. In retrospect, because again, at the time we were all saying it was a great thing. However, it's been commandeered from him. That whole thing was commandeered.
It was.
If you think about it, at the beginning, the Democrats were saying it was a bad thing just because Trump was pushing it. Then they became the poster boys for it.
If you talk about it now, they say Biden released a shot.
Right. Not only that, Ben Shapiro went on his show and proudly admitted that he got vaccinated. I know Candace Owens, at least she was consistent.
She's not.
Didn't get vaccinated.
Said her family's not. So.
Yeah. So I mean, what I'm saying is let's not forget history and let now the right wing, because we trust them to turn us and think like they can that we're stupid and we're just gonna follow them. I mean, think what you want, because I could be wrong too.
Okay.
Trump could be not the guy.
Listen, I hear you. When it comes down to it, if on the ballot, if it's him and somebody else, I'm probably going with him. The only reason I'm not going with DeSantis, because I'd probably go with him over Trump, is because I'd rather him be in our state. That's it.
I just don't like also, and I'll get to it because I don't know where the timestamp is, but how Candace, her whole premise of this whole thing was, well, some of this stuff I didn't show you back then because I was a Trump loyalist. She literally says that. So you're basically telling me that you were untrustworthy. So now, how do I know I should listen to you now?
But if you're
not a credible source.
But if you're loyal to somebody and you perceive that person to do you wrong, would you not change your loyalties?
No, this is what it is.
Okay.
She's showing that clip because she goes, oh, well, I know the fan base. And I don't know if that was a clip that wasn't shown, but she's saying the fan base would have took this a certain way. When she made that choice for Trump, Trump said what he was saying.
Oh, you're saying she projected that?
She projected that, oh, well, maybe his fan base wouldn't like this. Let's not.
Okay, I see.
Let's not put a light on that.
I see what you're saying.
She projected that. Trump was being Trump.
Okay.
As Trump is always Trump. So now I'm going to listen to her who tells me, oh, well, I was just let's be real. I was lying to you because I was a Trump loyalist. So now you should believe me because I'm telling you the truth. I don't buy that.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't buy that. You lost credibility with me.
I might have the timestamp, so let's get to
everybody else in America will believe if you lose your honor to Trump, should trust you.
That's why the Dailywire is making the change now, because they knew, first off, they weren't brave enough to take the stand that they're taking now. When Trump was the golden child.
Yeah, was the guy.
Yeah. Now they go, oh, well, DeSantis won. Again, not taking into consideration he fucking beat plank of wood from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
He beat a wet napkin.
A skeleton with a toupee on.
A soiled towelette.
Yeah. Not taking that into consideration. Not taking into consideration he was in the reddest state in the country.
I think
they're falling for the DeSantis thing, and I'm not saying DeSantis isn't great, but he's not nationwide guy yet. He's not the guy that's going to change the culture.
Okay.
But they go, oh well, we can back DeSantis now because everybody loves DeSantis, and what they're really doing is where they're going to blame Trump, because we're going to get to Trump's thing where he criticized DeSantis. They're going to blame Trump for dividing the right wing, when in actuality it's right wing media that's doing it right now.
Okay. Let's try the timestamp. Let's skip ahead. 12:04. Let me see what I had there. Oh, was that her video? Oh, no.
Is this
skip
where
forward.
Is this where she criticizes Trump for being so rude to
No,
her?
that's what I want to get to. 1530. Try that one.
Oh my God! When the right wing sounds like a bunch of left wing fags.
Right,
and excuse me, YouTube. I'm sorry. Let me get away with that one.
Excuse me, Luke.
I'm making fun of the right wing.
We've been saying vaccine all night. This show's over.
That's my olive branch. I'm making fun of the right wing.
Yeah, okay.
Let me do it.
Fair enough.
Let me do it.
I think this is it.
How could there not be? How could you suffer a defeat and know in your heart that
go to 1352? I think that might be it. I definitely have that part timestamp.
Oh, he was so mean to me. And that's another thing.
This is where I'm trying to bat for her, because I feel like the only reason she feels like this is because she's a female. Her emotions are in it, right? So as a man, you should be able to take criticism. If you said something and somebody misprinted it, and your homie was like, "I ain't like that shit you said," you should be like, "Well, fuck you, nigga. I said it, but they said something." You know what I mean? Like, you jar back.
And again, let me be the consistent one on the show here. No offense.
What a fucking skag that guy is.
But I'm a sexist. No matter what your political beliefs are, as a woman, you're gonna fuck up somewhere. You're just bound to. Your emotions Ever since that day, she's been wanting to go off on Trump, and the Daily Wire said, "Just hold off. You'll have your,
you'll get your time.
You'll get your time."
Oh man,
This is pre-recorded.
Yeah.
this was made last year. Oh shit.
egg him on to be angry at me for trying to defend him, say that he's not a shill, to say, no, actually, I think that he genuinely does support the vaccines. He did genuinely support the vaccines. So all of this going on made me, again, question him if he was becoming too angry.
Go back a little bit.
Let's say
15, yeah, go back
13, 15.
because that's what she's talking about.
Completely kind and fair interview. You said something yourself that your base didn't like, and you somehow transformed that into something that I did wrong. That's on.
Actually, I think it's a little further back.
Is it?
Yeah, it might be 1252. Maybe you put the wrong number.
Well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe while we look for the timestamp.
At Candace.
Don't forget to hit the bell next to the subscription so you could be the first to get our notifications when we're live.
Not again.
We found the bell is very important.
And this got back to me that he was upset with me, that he was angry at me. And the next time that I saw him, he was quite rude to me. He was actually rude to me. I'm telling you this personal story because I think it is something that made me, for the first time, question him as a person. So you have an individual that spent...
This is also, by the way, why I don't give a shit about this story. Because we've been hearing for how long about anecdotal stories from the left of why they don't like Trump. And it'll be, he was so mean to me. I don't like how he talks.
Because I'm a woman, he thinks he could talk to me in a certain way.
Right.
I think
It's misogynistic.
this only comes off this only comes off different for me because this is somebody who supported him, and I believe that she considered him a friend. I believe she, you know, females look, they put too much stock in this shit. Where Trump can look at her and be like, okay, you're a media personality. I can say what I want here and spread my word. She's like, oh, this is a tangible relationship that I have with this person.
Right.
So when he is saying things about her behind her back, women don't like that, right? So when it's get back to, and it's, first of all, it's a telephone game. So he might not even said that. So depending on how she approached him, I can see in a situation where he's cursing her out for that type of shit. But she's not going to take it the right case because she's a female.
That's why I keep bringing up the Daily Wire and Shapiro. Because I see Shapiro written all over this. I think this is him now.
I think he's the brainchild.
And this is my anecdotal just conspiracy theory here.
Okay, let's hear it.
But I think he knows that she's been wanting to do this and he's been wanting to do it too. And he's just waited for his opportunity. Because he's low-key been trying to turn his fan base against Trump. And it actually worked. Because a lot of his fan base is starting to go the other way. I'm just saying that I think it's a big mistake. It's a huge mistake. And the reason, too, why I think we're already seeing the mistake start is listen to their arguments now. It's sounding very fucking oversensitive.
It sounds
knee-jerk reaction. They're giving us anecdotal horseshit now.
It sounds a little snowflakey.
Very snowflakey. As opposed to understanding that at the time, maybe let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Trump was a little snippy with her. Let's not forget that at the time, they were literally trying to turn the FBI against him, sick the FBI on him. He couldn't trust anybody.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he's like, "Bitch, you turning on me on freaking camera right now."
And
who knows if that's even true?
It's somewhere in this, because we're gonna be done with her soon. But somewhere in the video, she does mention the fact that he may be a little bit paranoid. She doesn't mention anything about the FBI, but she is aware of the things that are happening in his life right now. So there's no grace given on his side to be like, okay, maybe he's just stressed out, and maybe he didn't like what I said. Because at the end of the day, she may not have said he's too old, but you did call him old. Granted, Trump's not a young guy, but
how about you understand also that he's still a fucking human at the end of the day?
He's still human.
He might have had you on the inner circle or whatever the fuck that maybe you thought you were, and you weren't. So it's like
talking to his golf buddy, a friend of a friend, told you.
Right. I'm just saying, this is my whole thing overall. In this whole thing,
we're saying Trump is human.
Yeah.
Same guy that talked about a dead man.
That was funny as fuck, though.
It was funny, but it's like
That's my type of dude. I'm just saying.
Listen, he's human.
When
man. Everybody's human at the end of the day, right?
Hey,
you get what you get, boy. You in the fire,
Somebody's
you get the
mic
fire.
is buzzing.
You in the fire, you get the fire.
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, I don't find this to be genuine. I don't feel it. I think it's
playbook shit.
It's very much playbook shit.
Okay. That's an interesting. I had no idea that Ben and them was, because I don't watch. I subscribe, but his shit don't like grab me. Like I usually just watch Crowder or Tatum, something like that. But I didn't know he was turning on Trump like that. Like I didn't know he had that. I didn't know he didn't like him. You know what I mean?
I believe he didn't vote for Trump the first time, or he did, like sort of like in protest almost. Like I'm just voting
I'm
for
gonna
the
do
right
this,
winger.
but I really don't want to.
Yeah, it was like an anti-Hillary thing. He considered himself a never Trumper. He did an interview with Jesse Lee Peterson where it's called Never Trumper versus
Trumper. Wow. Okay, interesting. Well,
I'm just saying I don't see it. I don't see it. And in this whole thing, this is my point. In this whole thing, this story that she's telling, DeSantis even, we'll get to him in a second with Trump. I don't see Trump being the inconsistent one here. I think Trump has been Trump the whole time, and he's not changing. He's not the one changing. And they're trying to portray this thing that he's changing, and he's starting to lose it.
He's changing on them.
Yeah.
I got you.
And that's just not it.
Okay.
He probably also saw the Dailywire talking shit about him a lot, and was probably like, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need them.
Well, you let her tell it. She said he only gets his shit from mainstream media. Is the Daily Wire mainstream?
No, they're not.
Yeah, so according to her, you wouldn't have never seen the Daily Wire.
Maybe. But Ben Shapiro's mainstream.
Okay.
He's like mainstream hate. Like, I hate that guy.
Gotcha.
The mainstream hates him. Is there anything else to this?
No, we're done with this. Let's move
Thank
on to this, 'cause
God.
I didn't know what